DOGE does Dallas, or at least it's about to. And now one Texas congresswoman is worried that possible cuts to Medicare and Medicaid could devastate her district. Elon Musk has already called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, and now he says social services are his biggest targets for cuts because they have the biggest budgets. And there's a reason for that. There's 66 million people that depend on Medicare and 72 million people on Medicaid. It's their lifeline. Now, a new Republican budget is up for a vote tonight, and Democrats are worried that these programs will get slashed by Elon Musk's chainsaw. Congresswoman Julie Johnson joins me now from the Hill. Congressman, thanks for being with me.
As always, it's a treat to see you.
So Trump has promised not to cut Medicare or Medicaid. The budget doesn't contain explicit cuts to either. But you and other Democrats say that this budget will result in fewer people having coverage. Explain that to us.
Well, the budget doesn't make sense. When the Republicans passed a budget that would require $880 billion cut from Medicaid, and it is unacceptable. It's going to put so many people in harm's risk. But basically what they're saying is, okay, you have $880 billion left to spend. To put it in context, this is a kind of maybe a silly example that says if you have a pair of tennis shoes that cost $50 and the government gives you $50, well, then you can buy your tennis shoes. But if the government says we're only going to give you $10, you can't buy your $50 pair of tennis shoes. You're only buying a $10 pair of tennis shoes. And that's what's happening. The budget that they gave in the program for Medicaid requires and just will mandate an $880 billion slashing of critical benefits. Now, who does this affect? This affects kids, children who need to eat. You know, we need to feed our young people. This is our seniors in long-term care. 41% of seniors live in long-term care that's funded by Medicaid. What are all these families going to do when these facilities close because they have no funding?
Well, after some misfires, Elon Musk met with House Republicans, as you know, last week, even gave them his cell phone number so they could reach out to him anytime. A number of Republicans actually told us that were inside that meeting. So let me ask you this. What are Democrats supposed to do if their constituents are hit by DOGE? Doesn't look like any of you are going to have a direct line to Musk.
No, we don't have a direct line to him at all. What he's doing is such a moral affront to everything that we care about. You know, Democrats, we're out here fighting every day to raise awareness, to raise as much hell as we can in the process. Democratic attorney generals are filing lawsuits. You know, what's really interesting and not all that reported is, you know, Congress, we send letter after letter demanding overturning of things, and they're happening. Employees are being reinstated that are being threatened to fire. Grant programs are being refunded and all this kind of stuff, but it's not as widely reported. So, you know, Democrats, we're effective, we're moving the needle forward, and we're trying to stop this insanity that Republicans are putting on the American people.
So let me follow up with the fact that you're doing everything you can to stop the as what you call the insanity that's going on. If Trump and Elon Musk can cut whatever funding they want, whenever they want, and not even consult Congress, then what's the point of even having Congress pass a budget?
Well, that's exactly right. You know, we have Article 1 in the Constitution. We're number one. We're the first thing is Congress to pass a budget. And my question is, where are the Republicans? Why are they abdicating so much of their legislative oversight and power to Elon Musk? Is it campaign contributions? You know, the biggest thing, the biggest return on investment is Elon Musk. He gives the president $250 million. He funds a lot of Republican campaigns. And what does he get in return? He gets a $400 million contract for more Cybertrucks and $4 billion for his Starlink and SpaceX. So he's the one that's making the money on the backs of your grandmother, your child, your neighbor who's hungry, who needs governmental support.
You know, we have talked to some. Actually, I'm not even going to say some. I will say I have talked to 2 Republican lawmakers live on this show that say they are standing up to Elon Musk, one of whom held a town hall, got grilled, went back, had conversations with Elon Musk. I mean, there are some lone Republicans that are trying to stand up and they say and do what's right. That is their words. Why don't you think there are more Republicans getting on board like that?
I think they're scared. You know, at the end of the day, this is a byproduct of gerrymandered districts and why fair election maps really make a difference. When your only campaign concern is your primary base and not the general electorate, then crap like this happens. You know, they're too scared for the public performance of what they have to do. Sure, there's a lot of Republicans in private that are alarmed with what the government is doing, with what the administration is doing, with the recklessness that Elon Musk is taking to the federal government. But when it comes to a public vote, I bet you they all vote for this budget today. So they're not standing up publicly. Yes, they're outraged privately, but that might be even worse. There's true believers, and then there's the people that disagree but won't stand up for their convictions. You tell me.
Well, I have you, Congresswoman. Border states like your great state of Texas, as you like to say, have struggled.
It is a great state of Texas.
Yes, it is. Hook 'em horns. A lot of family there. You know, you've dealt with a lot of surges of migrants at the border. Under Trump, though, they're down 94%. Why aren't more Dems celebrating this?
Well, I think it's great. You know, I'm celebrating that. I filed a border security bill this past week to help our Custom Border Patrol be able to have resources for efficient and timely court processing. I think Democrats can lead on border security. We bring a compassionate perspective to it. We want migrants to come here. We want people to come work here. We want them to come legally, though. We want them to have a process. Businesses need our immigrant labor. Let's just be real about that. And Texas does, too. But Trump leads with fear and with demonizing people, where I think Democrats can celebrate the diversity that our great country is, that the great state of Texas is. But we need fair, fast, and final immigration. We need it to where people can make a legal application, get a quick determination of their immigration application or work permit to come here and work. We don't need a situation where people come here and they can't get a hearing for 5 years, which has been the case for decades now.
Congresswoman Julie Johnson, always great to see you. Appreciate your time today.
It's always a treat to be with you, and hook 'em horns.